To begin, I broke down the brief to identify constants, variables, and areas for innovation. The main takeaway was the need to retain brand heritage while appealing to modern, health conscious drinkers, particularly Gen Z. Next, I began my research. On the Rocks is a ready to drink, bartender crafted cocktail brand built on convenience without sacrificing quality. Its tone is professional, minimal, and trustworthy, positioning it between craft and accessibility. Visually, it suggests craftsmanship and simplicity. However, its current design leads towards alcoholic indulgence, creating space for a softer, more inclusive direction for a 0% range. Through competitor analysis, I looked at Martini's non-alcoholic aperitivo range. Martini's visuals combine heritage cues with a bright, confident photography, showcasing authenticity and sociability. This revealed how traditional spirit brands modernize without losing history, a balance I aim to replicate for On the Rocks. I also analysed pumpkin cocktails, which targets a younger, more energetic audience. Their use of bold sans serif type, saturated colour blocks, and conversational language promotes accessibility and fun. While effective for reach, this approach risks appearing less premium. It highlighted the importance of maintaining visual confidence without over-designing, something critical for a 0% alcohol sub-brand. After gathering insights, I began developing early ideas. My early ideation explored how to make On the Rocks a credible non-alcoholic brand. The mind map covers everything from visual language and packaging to brand activations and tone of voice. I focused on preserving craft and flavour cues while removing traditional alcohol associations. This phase worked well for generating a wide mix of ideas, but the challenge was refining them into a focused direction that still feels authentic. In this stage, I explored how the bottle and label could evolve for a non-alcoholic version of On the Rocks. I compared keeping the current bottle for continuity versus new shapes for clearer differentiation, and explored screw top, caps, matte versus metallic labels, and simple pattern and gradient textures. This helped to find that a clean silhouette and matte label communicates honesty and craft better than decorative options. This slide explores how the brand could live beyond packaging. I sketched posters, coasters, social posts, takeaway cups, and live merch to test cohesion across touch points. Each reuses the same typographic system and short messaging to build recall. It showed that simple, repeatable assets make the identity flexible for both digital and on trading spaces. Before redesigning, I analysed the current On the Rocks identity. The serif logo type, cork stopper, and clear label spacing already signal craftsmanship and professionalism. However, the bright tones and cocktail imagery focus heavily on indulgence. This comparison clarified that the 0% rage should keep the professional tone and structure, but introduce softer colour and calmer composition to feel more balanced. From all my research and initial ideas, this was my visual proposal. It kept the brand's crafted simplicity but introduces pastel, flavour-led tones and simplified for typography for clarity and more. The next stage was developing these concepts. For this stage, I explored Hayes Studio's bold geometric style. Their use of clean shape and colour structure influenced a grid-based variant for On the Rocks' 0% range. It tested how the system could feel playful and graphic without losing brand recognition. The results showed that measured geometry adds freshness while keeping order and clarity. This version draws from made thoughts, quiet restraint, and focus on materiality. Soft gradients, generous spacing, and calm tones gave the label a refined tactile quality. It demonstrates that simplicity can feel expressive when composition and proportion are carefully controlled. The next was Theft Shields, which was allowed a more experimental direction and applied expressive typography and higher contrast. It explores how far the brand could be pushed before losing credibility. While dynamic and youthful, it confirmed that On the Rocks' 0% works best with balanced contrast, which is confident but still refined. Next was making refinements to my idea. I focused on consistency across pack and digital, using shared grids, a controlled palette, and a one-type system, and also refined gradients, alignment, and shadows to improve realism and legibility. Moving on to the final outcomes. The final outcome includes bottles and posters, social assets, and a coaster, all using one grid, type pair, and pastel flavour system. Gradients and shadows were refined for realism, giving the range a confident yet approachable tone. Each outcome reinforces the message of zero alcohol, full spirit, creating a consistent identity that scales from retail to digital. Thank you.